Hey guys, today's video is a review on what I believe to be one of the best value for money Steadicams, the Sutefoto S40 Handheld Stabilizer Pro. Now, if you're a filmmaker, videographer, or someone that likes taking videos, then you most likely know how complicated recording video gets as soon as motion or movement is involved. On a more consumer-grade level, we're talking about walking or running whilst recording. You've most likely tried your best to keep a steady hand or even be a little more subtle with your movements, but that jitter and shakiness always ends up in the final footage. Now, to be honest, in the modern day, internal image stabilization in smartphones and dedicated cameras has really come a long way. However, as far as we've gotten, these systems aren't entirely perfect, and sometimes jitter, shakiness, or weird jello effects can creep into your footage. The most cost-effective solution to this problem is to use a handheld stabilizer of some sort. As the name suggests, stabilizers simply just prevent or compensate for unwanted camera movement when shooting video. There's really no need to explain the technical details of how this works with centers of gravity and inertia. Stabilizers use simple physics to work, and they do so pretty well. This is the Sutefoto S40 Handheld Stabilizer Pro, and straight out of the box the packaging looks and feels rather cheap with this tiny flimsy square-like carrying bag. However, that really comes as no surprise because this stabilizer costs just $60 US. What is surprising though is the build quality of the actual stabilizer itself and all of its components. Pretty much every single piece is made from machined aluminum, with the iron weights and the base plate at the bottom of the stabilizer being the only exceptions. Even the quick release plates are made from aluminum, giving them a robust, sturdy feel. However, with all that metal, one thing you do begin to notice after extended use is the weight of the stabilizer. I've used the S40 before with a tiny advanced compact camera, the Sony RX100, and after a while of use, my arm did start to feel the strain of the load because the Steadicam is pretty hefty before you add any camera weight to it. The S40 is the smallest size DSLR Steadicam available and can carry cameras that weigh up to 1.5 kilograms with ease. I have pushed it a little with a camera and lens system that weighed about 2 kilograms and it worked fine. However, I would advise against overloading the stabilizer. If you need a Steadicam or stabilizer that can carry heavier camera systems and equipment, then the larger S60 and S80 models are great options. The quick release plate that comes with the S40 is unusually long and a bit difficult to manage because the camera can only be attached on the two edges. So I just switched it out with my own smaller plate that I'm more comfortable with. I'm not entirely sure what the measured markings on the release plates are for because I've never needed to use them. However, they are there for someone that wants to make use of them in whatever way. My guess is perhaps they are there for the user to be able to put markings on the scale for different lenses or camera systems so that the balancing procedure is a lot quicker. I don't know. I'd love to know what you guys think. Drop a comment below. A major design flaw I've found with this Steadicam is how they have designed the counterweights. They're simply way too large for these smaller cameras like the RX100. When I balance the RX100 on the stabilizer, I have to remove all the weights and just use the base plate as the only counterweight. Sutefoto could have cut 2 of the 6 provided weights in half, such that we'd have 8 weights in total, allowing for a little bit more flexibility. If you're going to be using a smaller camera like an advanced compact, then I would highly advise you to get your own counterweights like large washers or bolts from your local hardware store to use. That should ultimately give you better results. Overall, this is a great little Steadicam, and at just $60, this is a complete steal for the price. In my opinion, this is a simple case of the expensive pen versus the cheap pen. Whether you have a Mont Blanc or a big pen, ultimately you are going to write the exact same things. The Mont Blanc pen isn't going to do anything the big pen cannot, and yet it costs significantly more. The same can be said with the Sutefoto Steadicam. You can opt for something more expensive and perhaps proven like the Glidecam HD 1000. But one thing you need not to forget is that both Steadicams will do the exact same job. The Glidecam might be shinier and less rough around the edges, but with a retail price of about $380, there's absolutely no functional advantage over the cheaper option. That is why I highly recommend the Sutefoto S40. It does everything a professional Glidecam does at just a fraction of the cost. It's obviously far from perfect and some of the shortfalls can be annoying, but this Steadicam can deliver great results. Now I will admit that there is a bit of a learning curve with this Steadicam and Steadicams in general, and as you can see from my test footage, I still haven't completely mastered the art. Though over time you learn more through trial and error and eventually you get the hang of it. For those of you that do a lot of running and gunning type videos, this is an inexpensive option that I suggest for you. I highly recommend the S40 models with carbon fiber construction like the newer 24-inch stabilizer, which is pretty much the exact same product but made with stronger lightweight materials. At $80, I know it's a bit more expensive than the regular S40 handheld stabilizer. However, if you're going to be shooting for extended periods of time, then this should be a definite consideration for you. The S40 can also be found on eBay and other online retailers as an unbranded unit with the exact same features, specs, and design. I'll leave the eBay link in the video description as well. Thanks for watching, and I hope that this video has been useful to you. Please leave a like or a comment, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. Catch you folks in the next one.